like doing stuff for free. And it's maybe not free if the person gives you something, but it is free because it doesn't pay the bills if all they do is give you a jacket or give you a set of skis. And I guess the reason that I wanted to share this a little bit, and nothing against the ski industry, and I have friends that are like trying to hustle that hard and become a pro skier and or be a pro skier, or they've kind of been doing it, but they're always like, hey, I gotta work this other job. And I don't think anyone is really bringing to light how much some of these people, whether you're an athlete or whatever, can be taken advantage of. And it's interesting because if you were to go and take and look at the surfing industry or the skate industry or the moto industry, you look at people like Ken Block or those types of people, and they're paid and paid well, or they're able to like venture in their own business ventures within that industry and create a name for themselves and create passive income and a regular business or whatever within it. And it's just frustrating to me that, especially as a content creator, that sometimes we let ourselves be told what we're worth. And I think that needs to change. And I think that's why I'm addressing it now, because it hasn't been until the last couple, maybe 2 years, and it's been outside words of encouragement. And not to say that I'm not a confident person or anything, but when you are discussing those prices, when you're discussing those things, oftentimes they're like, well, we're not gonna pay that. And then at that point, when people tell you that we can't afford that, or we can't afford you, or can't pay that, then they need to go and just have a heart check with reality and wonder and question their, like, I don't know, they need to focus on whether or not they still want to be a business, because making content, making video productions is no different. If they want videos, if they want photos, and they want those assets for use with advertising and marketing to help them sell a product, they need to pay you no different than they're paying the person sewing the jacket or making the skis. So, and that's kind of the down and dirty. I went, I need to work out. I have to work out. And I try to hit the gym every morning at 5. But my point being with this is I was in the sauna this morning, and I think when you're younger, it's easy to get sold on, oh, dude, this dude's gonna give me skis. This dude's gonna give me a skateboard, and I'm gonna give them some photos. And that's all cool and well and all, but like at some point that doesn't pay your bills. It's not going to pay your bills. It's not going to be sustainable. It's not sustainable for a business model. Go find an accountant. They will tell you, I mean, I don't know what the point of finding an accountant is if all you're getting is gear. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't help you replace your equipment if it's lost, broken, stolen, or old. It doesn't help you improve what you're doing. It doesn't help you put gas in the car to get to where you need to go to take these photos. And it doesn't pay for the lift ticket. It doesn't pay for these other things. And I think being that you're, if whoever you are, if you're in that younger generation and dad's still paying for your lift ticket, or you're still having to work at McDonald's, or, not necessarily just figure of speech, but like that's as an example, but you're still working some little 9-to-5 job and paying for your own lift ticket, a free jacket, a free pair of skis isn't enough. To put it into perspective, like, there's companies out there willing to pay $1,500 for one image. And, a pair of skis, yeah, you might look at the pair of skis and think the cost is $700-800. But when you look at the cost that it costs the company to make those sets of skis, it's only like $150. And if we're going to be completely honest, that barely would cover, you know, even if they paid you that money cash, that barely covers a lift ticket. So I guess maybe I'm saying this and sharing this because, one, maybe the ski industry needs to wake up a little bit and reevaluate their business model and the way that they approach stuff, because I'm going to put a little blatantly, like, as someone that got into the ski industry and then started photographing it and stuff, I enjoyed it. I still enjoy skiing. But it wasn't, I got really burned out really fast, and I loved it. I love taking those kinds of pictures, but I was burned out in the way I was being treated, the way that a lot of people within that industry get treated. And, you know, as a young buck kid, you get stoked on a free pairs of skis. That's cool. But that burnout, you know, is only a matter of a couple of years, and you're like, man, this is not, I can't live like this. And, you know, and there's no reason to live like this, especially when you have big companies. You know, you look at like big companies like Salomon or anything else like that. You know, they're making plenty of money that they can pay and should. And I'm not saying Salomon, I'm not saying them, but there's a lot of, you know, I don't know. It's hard, and I'm, you know, again, I know what it's like to run a business, so I understand that they have their own stuff that they're trying to deal with. But at the same time, you, whoever you are listening right now, needs to just kind of like give that a little bit of a, whatever you want to call it, like self-evaluation, where you're at with whatever you're doing. And this isn't to say or dime out the ski companies or ski industry, but just as a whole, like, you know, maybe you're photographing nails or whatever. You're like, oh, they give me a free set of, like, a manicure or free set of nails every week because I take pictures and videos for their nails. Or that's just one example of probably many that is occurring. Let's be honest, like, if you write a check and you know what's down, you write a contract out, you're gonna be further ahead than you were before you were doing that, I guess. But because that protects you, but it also, you know what you're doing for what you're doing. You know, it'd be the equivalent of asking a wedding photographer to do your wedding for you or photograph your wedding and say, hey, we're going to give you free cake at the end. It's not okay. Like, they should be feeding you anyway on top of paying you. And that, you know, I think in some realm of that's why people revert to shooting weddings over shooting the outdoor sports, because there is that disconnect. It's not okay. It's not okay to not get paid. You need to be paid. You need to be paid. You need to be paid. You know, and I say that because there for a while, I was shooting the ski industry. I was shooting a lot of the ski industry, a lot of the climbing stuff. And I did get paid some bigger dollars, usually from the climbing industry. But with that said, you know, taking gear, you know, it's cool, but they need to pay you. You know, if they want to work out a deal like, hey, this is what it costs, I would buy these sets of shoes if you want to provide me with these shoes. If not, I need to be paid, you know. And let's say your shoes or whatever it is that you want to work a trade for, it needs to be, you need to be okay with it. It needs to not be on the terms of that company, because that company is trying to save themselves money wherever they can. And I mean, it's your job to help them as a content creator, give them value and give them something that helps them make money. But that's the whole goal, is you are helping them make money, and then you need to make money because you're helping them make money. Like, you know, and if they don't want to pay a certain amount, then tell them you want a percentage of the revenue that they make after this content and all the sales that they make for the next 6 months or something, right? So you need to kind of just work that into your favor, because taking free stuff, taking free sets of skis is not a sustainable business model. Again, I know that there's photographers out there that, you know, it works, and I understand there's small businesses that are just starting out, and that's easier for them to offer that. And it's okay to take those things, but you need to also evaluate, like, maybe you can sell that item that they give you you know, and make a profit off of it. Like if that's how they want to pay you, you know, you can look at that and give it the evaluation that it deserves and say, hey, you know, maybe I could sell this because I'm not going to be able to eat a pair of skis. I'm not going to be able to eat Gore-Tex. I'm not going to be able to eat a pair of climbing shoes. At the end of the day, you need to be able to pay your bills, pay the, you know, electricity, keep the lights on, keep the hard drives running, power up your batteries, and replace hard drives, right? So yeah, anyway, please like, subscribe, comment below, and stay tuned for the next videos. Yeah, stoked on just being here, sharing some insights that I have with you guys. I have a lot more stuff that's up here that I need to get down on paper. Usually I find myself at night thinking about ideas and I need to start writing them because those ideas come to me while I'm slaying with my head on a pillow and they're not on paper, and then by morning I don't have those ideas. So if that's you, that's relating to what I just said just now with the ideas, like I want to encourage you, just like I'm encouraging myself, to fix that and write down my ideas and come up with ideas to make content. I want to see you guys make content on YouTube, on Instagram, on whatever, and grow together, because this isn't about necessarily me and my channel and all about me. Like I want to help you guys produce something and help you guys out. I feel like the last couple weeks have been kind of like motivating for me to get going, but also I have so much going on. So that should change-ish kind of after this weekend. But I really just wanted to get on here and give you guys some of that advice that I have from my own mistakes, right? Like I've made those mistakes myself, and if you guys can kind of, you know, maybe this resonates with you a lot because you're maybe in some similar situation, you need to learn kind of like, you know, when to hold them, when to fold them kind of thing. So in the sense of a business aspect, you know, figuring out when to walk away is sometimes the best thing you can do. And, you know, it's never fun, but learning to say no and learning to take what you're worth and know your value. You know, like I said, you know, I'm a confident person. I feel that way. But at the same time, you need to get paid. So I want you guys to get paid. I want you guys to enjoy what you do. You know, if that's the goal, to be paid, you know, and it doesn't have to be the goal. It can be just, I want to go out and take pictures on my free time, and I don't want to make photography or video a business. I just enjoy it. You know, you can enjoy it. And I think that's one aspect of it that, you know, if you get so burned out with working with clients that you're finding yourself, you almost despise the idea of doing it, you need to take a step back. I know I have, and it's helped me out a ton because now I know who values my work. I shoot a lot of construction stuff. I know I shoot a lot of different commercial product images and video content for them as well. But my thing with that is I enjoy it and it doesn't consume everything that I do. So it allows me the freedom, and I try and not mix the middle of it anymore, where if I want to go out and shoot wildlife, I'm doing that for me. Maybe I'll send an image to go get published or whatnot. But with that said, it's like I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it because I love it, and I'm not going to let the business aspect of it ruin and take away that love for creating content and getting an image and whatnot. So, yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Now what? Creating videos is fun.